Libertarians see this Pentagon pledge as government overreach. The press must be free to publish almost anything that isn't genuinely classified. A pledge like this risks silencing whistleblowers, hiding incompetence, or covering up corruption. The danger isn't just what is forbidden today, it's what this kind of precedent could allow tomorrow. Democratic socialists also distrust this policy, but for a slightly different reason. They emphasize accountability of powerful institutions to the public. If the Pentagon can control the story, that control benefits elites at the top, while limiting transparency to ordinary citizens. They see it as a tool that undermines collective oversight, which is necessary for democracy to function fairly. So there's overlap. Both sides oppose the idea of restricting press freedom, but the libertarian is worried about state coercion, while the democratic socialist is worried about elite power escaping democratic checks. Now, here's an interview question you'll never hear from NPR. Imagine this rule had existed under the Biden-Harris administration. Can you explain how it might have shielded them from scrutiny? For example, during the chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal, reporters uncovered details of troop movements, civilian deaths, and unprepared evacuation plans. Under this new pledge, much of that reporting might never have reached the public. Would you be comfortable if those failures had been hidden from view? That question won't be asked, because NPR isn't a mouthpiece for democratic socialists. They are part of what I'd call the Uni-Party. They'll raise concerns when Republicans hold power, but they won't admit that Democrats have used similar tools in the past. If they were honest, they'd admit that Obama's Operation Fast and Furious put guns into cartel hands, costing lives. Under this new pledge, those revelations might have been silenced too. That is not a left versus right problem. That is power protecting itself. And here's a forward-looking prediction. If Trump supporters back this rule today, they should consider how it could be used against them. Imagine it's 2028, and Democrats take back the White House. Let's say there's a border crisis, or a scandal involving drone strikes in Mexico. If the Pentagon enforces the same pledge, reporters who discover civilian casualties, intelligence failures, or secret deals with cartels could be silenced before the truth is published. This is why I call it a uni-party danger. The tools of secrecy and control are tempting to whoever is in charge, and when the press is bound by pledge, it starts to look like authoritarian nations elsewhere. In China or North Korea, speaking ill of the leadership doesn't just mean you lose your job. It can mean prison, or worse. Now in the US, the punishment won't go that far, but reporters who break the pledge could face firing, blacklisting, or even prosecution. The chilling effect is the same: silence or suffer. And yet, here's where I think this whole thing may collapse. The pledge is so broad, so sweeping, that it almost neuters itself. Courts are likely to see it as prior restraint, unconstitutional at its core. If pressed hard enough, this could be the very case that reaffirms the limits of government control over the press. That's why I see the policy as both a threat and a test. If it stands, it normalizes government-approved journalism. If it falls, it may remind us that no party, left or right, should ever be trusted to decide what the public is allowed to know.